those who have visitors, you want to just bring them and show them what San Francisco is all about and why is San Francisco considered one of the most beautiful cities in the world. So you bring them to Land's End and you show them these magnificent views of the Pacific Ocean. You show them the Golden Gate Bridge. And then you have a lot of visitors from all over the world. You hear so many different languages, and that's a really great feeling to see people from all walks of life here.
I think last year a conservative estimate would be 3 to 4 million people have come through the Golden Gate National Recreation Area last year, and probably even more than that, because it includes Alcatraz and Muir Woods and the Presidio. The Golden Gate Bridge empties itself into the Presidio. You can't see it all in one day. You can't see it all in 1 week.
I have the wonderful opportunity of working for a program called the Park Stewardship Program that aims at connecting communities to these unique parklands. And Land's End is home to me, and it is home to lots of California native wildflowers, which you are witnessing. Just behind here is the trailhead, the Land's End Coastal Trailhead. Along the trail, it's a beautiful journey because you're passing California native plants that have been planted by volunteers. I have yet to meet a person who doesn't love wildflowers. Behind me, there's the California poppy, which is the California state flower. We also have the yellow flowers, which is the yellow bush lupin. And then my favorite, which every kid loves, is this plant with white flowers, and that's the coastal strawberry. It actually has berries, and people don't get to enjoy them because birds get them before we get them.
You'll find people visiting this coastline for its beauty. There are numerous pathways that meander through trees. Some areas are so thick with cypress and eucalyptus, you can take a picture there and people would never know that you're in San Francisco.
And there's a lot of history here. On a clear day, you'll be able to see shipwrecks. You have the Sutro Baths right here, which are the remains of an indoor swimming pool with beautiful views of the ocean.
It was said in the papers of the 1890s that not since the glory days of Rome had there been baths like these. It was so huge that literally 10,000 people could actually frolic inside of the Sutro Baths. The Sutro Baths opened in 1896, and Adolf Sutro, because he had so much money, built his own railroad to bring people up here to the Sutro Baths and to see the Sutro Gardens, which were across the street from the baths. In the same year that Adolf Sutro opened his splendorous Sutro Baths, there was an infamous civil rights case called Plessy versus Ferguson that basically said that segregation is now the law of the land. In the following year of 1897, during the first year of the opening of the Sutro Baths, a African-American citizen came also to see the splendor of the architectural wonder of Sutro Baths. John Harris came to the baths, paid his ticket, went inside, enjoyed the scenery, and then wanted to go to swim, but they wouldn't give him a bathing suit. And they gave no other reason other than the fact that he was a person of color. He felt embarrassed and humiliated, and he left. So they sued and won the case. And this is significant because that case and that law stood as precedent for until 1959. What happened later was Lyndon Johnson, who wanted to make a national civil rights law, looked around and saw California had the strongest one that he could find and patterned the national civil rights law on the California law, which one of his first cases happened right here at the Land's End Sutro Baths. So there's this entire continuity of history and these stories that we don't always see when we go to national parks. We look at all the grandeur and all the historical objects, but what's the human story behind that? Well, where can we find those aspects that are part of who we are as Americans? The National Park Service is here to preserve and to treasure areas that are dear to the hearts of the American people. And I think that that's one of the most wonderful things any public servant could be a part of.
We're constantly thinking of how we can make these outdoor spaces more accessible, and we love doing what we do. It's a really, really welcoming place.